Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and today we are going to learn about CSS in JS, particularly Rect-JSS library. So as their name suggested, writing CSS in your JS. You do not need a different CSS file where you will write it, but you can write them directly in your JS file, and there are a lot of benefits for that. We will talk about them now. Here is my one presentation that I just gave a talk in earlier this year in January. So we'll just go through some slides of it pretty quickly, then we jump to the code. So as it said, like what wrong with CSS is that it's very easy to make it complex, right? We just put it everywhere, the CSS, and then it is very hard to maintain it, and lack of scoping is one of the very big challenge with that. So we create one class, and every time whenever we write a new component, a new style, we just think about what the class name we should give it. It will not overlap with any other. It has a lot of dead code, and some of the popular libraries of CSS in JS are like styled components, Rect.js, emotions. And some benefits of CSS in JSS are like we got scoped CSS. So whatever name we give it to our class, it is never going to be conflict with another one. And we have deterministic source mapping, so we know which file and which line is mapped with which component directly. And it has state based styling, so we have access to props and states inside our CSS. So whatever props we get from the parent, we can make it dynamic or accordingly. And it has theming capabilities, so like these days dark theme is very popular, so you should have a support to theming in your product whatever you're building, so you should have it. Okay, that's it. Now let's go to their website. This is their website. You can go through this website. They have very detailed documentation for every little thing, and for this particular video we are going to install it and convert our one CSS file into JS. And this is the installation. Let's go back to our code and let's install it. So this is my website devtalks.in, on which I'm going to use that Rect.js. Okay, this is the live website and this is my local one. So let's go in your project directory first, and here we need to install the dependency first. And to install that dependency, go into your terminal and use this command to save Rect.js in our dependency. It will install it and add it into a packages.json file. And you can see I have made this project using simple CSS files. That how we do it. This is my project directory. I have different components, and every component I put their CSS separate in the directory. So now we just get rid of that CSS file and create a JS file that will contain all of the styles there. Okay, so till the time it is installing, let's jump into one of our component. Okay, it's done. Let me open grid item first. So as you can see in grid item, I had a class named grid item, which is importing from this CSS file, and this is that CSS file over here. And I need to import create use style from Rect.js, and this is a hook to create styles. Const styles, and I will call this hook to create my styles. And this is a function, and inside that it will return a list of the CSS. And then I need to call this function styles, and this will provide us all of the styles in this const. So for example, I need to create this grid item. So inside this object I will create another key with that name, and inside that it will have all of the styles. and this class name here I need to replace with, and then the key of this class, for us it's grid item. Let's see how does grid item looks like. So these four are grid item components. Let's just inspect that and see. These are the four diffs which have that grid item class, and they have their corresponding CSS coming from grid item.css file. And now that we changed it from CSS to this React.js, now you can see the class name is changed. This design got broken because now we removed the class. Now they got a new class name which is grid item -0 -2 -1. So these class names are randomly generated strings from this CSS solution so that it will not overlap with another component. So if I reuse this name somewhere else, it will always have a different name. Okay, now see how to put styles inside this. So I will just go back into my CSS file and I will copy all of these styles from here and I will put inside this JSON. So now we know this is a JSON and we cannot use semicolon inside a JSON. So we need to replace all of these semicolons with comma separated values, and all of these are going to be string. These values can be used like this, and every CSS property which has hyphen will now be camel case property. So border hyphen radius will become border radius where R will be capital. Pretty cool, right? Now let's get back, and you can see now they have their styles back. So this, now we don't need this grid item.css file, and we want, if we want, we can just skip this and put it into a separate file. So those styles will remain in a separate file like this grid item.css. So I will create a new file, JS, and I will just cut from here and paste those here, and I will export this one so that we can import our styles from this file. So we don't need this file, so I will just remove this, and instead of that import styles from my styles.js file. Okay, another advantage that we have along with this is that we can use props in that. So let's say you have a theme and you want something like background color maybe. So for now I will pass white as a static value. You can see how this background color become a camel case instead of background hyphen color. So this all will have a background color white. Let's see. Yeah, here background color white. So what if I need to change this background color from whatever I get from my props parent, so that you will be having an advantage to change it in different components. You can use it and with different styles. Let's see how we can make it dynamic so that you can reuse this component in many places with different styles. So if here, let's say I will pass an object which says primary color, and I will make it red just to see how it works. So now this, because these are JSON properties, we can make this single property as a function which will return something. Okay, and it will get that theme as in first parameter. Okay, so here we can return whatever theme we get, like theme dot. Okay, if I save this file, let's see, here you go. Now they all got that red background color over there, but this is just an optional. You are giving a CSS API to a user to change it, but if what if they don't want to change it? Then in that case, just have white as your default option. So if nobody pass it, you will still get white. See, now I have passed red, I get the red. And let's reuse this component in some other file. So I will go back to my main file, which is app.js, and here I use this grid item, you can see. And in my grid item, let's do one more thing. Instead of this object here, I will give a prop like custom styles, and those custom styles can pass into that. So now you have the flexibility to pass your custom styles. So there is a typo, styles, custom styles. Now you have an ability to provide this grid item a prop, and this will change the CSS of it. Now if I go back, it doesn't get that because custom style is undefined, so we just make it default. By default we make it an object so that it will not break anywhere. So you can see now it is getting white because there is no prop over there. And now if I go into my app.js, and to this I pass custom styles and prop, and inside that prop I will pass this color, primary red. See, so now this only one block become red, and same to all of them. For this I will make it blue, green and cyan. Okay, so now you can see I got 4 different colorful grid items without doing much. Now this is not inline styling, and if you go back and just inspect this one and to check what is happening in the DOM, you can see now it creates 2 different classes automatically. You don't have to do anything. So first class having all of the property, and second class here is that one property which has dynamic value. So it create a different class for that, and it check if there is a prop, so it will render it separately and create a different class for that, so it will not collapse with other class. So see, you do not need to go into a CSS file to create any of the property and do that. It is doing that automatically. And you also have the privilege to change the settings, how this will named. It's up to you. Now you can see this class name grid item -0 -2 -1 is same for all these 4 because it has the same styles, but they all 4 have different colors, so it create 4 different classes, which is D0, D1, D2, D3, and they all have different color for them. Isn't it cool? You do not need to go back and think about what would be the class name and all, and it will do everything for you right here. Isn't it cool? You do not need to go back to a CSS file, think about what the class name you will give. It's just like it's work as React.js works. You pass a prop and it will render the CSS according to the prop you passing to it. So it will make your component more reusable. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I will create another video to show how we can add theme support to our project with the help of React.js. And let me know if you have any questions or feedback for me, or if you want me to cover more case scenarios with React.js like hover, animations, responsive design. I will make separate videos for that. And please subscribe to my channel, so that way it will motivate me to make more videos in the future. And yeah, that's it for this video. And also do subscribe to my channel. It will also motivate me to make more videos for you guys. Thank you. That's it for this video. See you next time. Bye bye.